On to all you Taurus. So you have the Eight of Cups, Three of Swords, the Queen of Wands, the Temperance. You have the Eight of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, the Six of Pentacles, the Five of Swords, the Two of Wands, and the Chariot. All right, so what I'm seeing here for a lot of you Taurus is I'm seeing how a lot of you Taurus, a lot of you Taurus are pretty much doing what it is that you need to be doing. You need to essentially like play ball, box out a lot of these people, in your life. And I don't mean like, fighting. I mean, in the sense of not having these people in your life, push them out of your life. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times what you Taurus may not really know is that this is part of the reason why, you Taurus bulls don't necessarily, sometimes a lot of you Taurus are unsuccessful because of the company that you keep, and it rubs off on you. And like I said before, I'm making a manifestation video after this batch of videos. And then what I'm gonna do is, after the next batch of videos that I make, I'm gonna talk about the bad luck that you can get if you hang around people that are not really built for you, right? So the thing about it is that the Eight of Cups, the Three of Swords, and the Queen of Wands represents, again, you Taurus are basically taking some time for yourselves, because you've been in some seriously terrible relationships with goofy individuals that are really not nurturing, they're not nourishing, or they're not refilling the wells of what it is that you want, right? We all need a give and a take, right? We all need to give something. We all need to get something in return. We all need a give and a take. But what we give and take is what counts. And a lot of times, I'm just feeling like a lot of you Taurus right now, y'all can continue to date if y'all want, but at the same time, the problem that a lot of you Taurus really are having at this current point in time is, be careful of what people are asking and what they are actually taking from you when you are interacting with them and exchanging your effort, your time with them, with their own. Because a lot of you can be prone to unhappiness at this time. I'm just letting y'all know what it is, right? The Queen of Wands, you may be prone to anger and frustration because there's an unfortunate sense of, well, why is it that you Taurus are really not getting what it is that you want at this time? And the thing is that you have the Temperance and the Eight of Pentacles. Because what you're supposed to be doing around this time, Taurus, is that you're supposed to be using this, what it is that you've already known or found out over here on this channel, right? Because you know that I'm right. You know, this isn't just me trying to be grandiose, because it's not. But you know that I'm right at the end of the day, right? Like, too many people waste too much time when it comes to getting themselves in relationships. They don't, you know what I mean? They into playing games. They into getting the person wrapped around their finger. But this is why it is that I say that a lot of people are not bright, because so many people are so caught up with the playing of the games. They never really see, they goofy because they never really ask themselves, and then what? That's how it is that you can tell factually that someone is goofy. And now a lot of times, some of y'all may want me to show and prove. Okay, well, what I mean by that is that, okay, let's just say you get yourselves in relationships with these people, right? And then they play you. They try to get you, Taurus, to somehow give them money. Okay, they get some money out of you. I'm just using this as an example, right? Now that they got some money out of you, then what? This is what I mean when I say that if you still playing games, you showing and proving. You showing and proving that you dysfunctional. You showing and proving that you lame. You showing and proving that you're not meant to be trusted. Because the and then what, I'm going to tell you what the and then what is. The and then what is, they say that life is a chess game, right? So let's pay attention to the moves. Don't take anything that I'm saying for face value. Let's look at it. They finesse you. They get one over. Okay. But now, you now know this person. And now, depending on if you're looking at it, depending on how you're looking at it, you know that people who come at you this way, you know what it is that they're looking to get. So that makes you even more aware. That's the and then what. Now, if they continue to move on and they do that with other people, the and then is now more people know of these people of having a reputation of doing that. Now they got a reputation that precedes them. And then when they try to actually get to know somebody, whether it's real, whether it's fake, people know about them and they know their name, and people are on watch because they word gets back. They've heard of this person who is willing to act like they're in a relationship with you, just so that they can like ask you for things. This is why it is that I say that people who think that they're such a mastermind, they're really not bright, because they're so greedy and they're so goofy. They're so caught up with the moment. They're not even realizing that, number one, long term would actually bring them more of what it is that they're looking for. And they're also not paying attention to the and then. Okay, they mess you over, and then what? And then now they got to keep doing that to other people, which they usually do. And then they get sloppy because they don't know how to cover their tracks. Playing games 101, don't get caught. They getting caught. So now when everybody knows of their reputation, everybody's like, nah, I can't rock with you. Now they boxed out now. You see? So the thing is that the Temperance and the Eight of Pentacles now represents you're supposed to be utilizing your information to maneuver around here, right? The problem that a lot of you Taurus right now are having is a lot of you are going through the abyss right now still, where, and it's okay. You know, a lot of you going through the abyss where a lot of you need to understand that when people are playing games, you're not supposed to show them mercy. What you're supposed to do is get rid of these people from your life. Stop rocking with them. Stop talking to them. Nothing. Abandon them. Because see, like I said before, like so many people are interested in trying to play the superhero and have this superhero complex that people who are playing games are using it against you. And the reason why I say that people who play games are using it against you is because it's a fact. Like, people will use the fact that you don't want to be seen as the villain to actually do yourself a favor and break up with these goofy individuals. They will use that against you to keep upticking on the nonsense, to see how much it is that you could take. You feel what I'm saying? This is what it is that people do when they pick fights in relationships and just out of nowhere, you know what I mean? And then they end up breaking up with their significant other, or, you know, they end up having a breakup with their significant other because the significant other is like, yo, I'm not going to hang around this too much. And then the person acts like when the significant other leaves, they don't care. They're like, oh, okay, whatever. I don't care about you, this, that, and the third. Like, this is the type of goofy stuff that people do. But I'm showing you that this is the type of stuff that they do because they're preying or taking unfortunate advantage of you not wanting to be the villain of the story. Me, I don't care. I used to be caught up in the same thing too, because I'm like, yo, like, I know what, but the thing about you Taurus is that you Taurus need to understand that you're never gonna outmaneuver a person who's that spiritually compromised. The 10 life values, number one is already broken. Number one is already dysfunctional. So considering that number one, the first of the 10 life values, the first of the 10 life values that the other 9 stand on, the foundation. You understand what it is I'm saying? The foundation. That means that you'll never be able to outmaneuver these people if you play their game, because they're spiritually compromised. So there's no There's nothing that's too far for them. There's no low, there's no bottom that's too low for them. So you Taurus gotta understand to protect yourselves by getting away from the dysfunction, from the nonsense, from the people in your life who just coming in, wasting your time. One of the biggest things that a person can really ever do is waste your time. The Queen of Swords and the Six of Pentacles now represents, as a result, what happens is what? This is about how you Taurus need to be a little bit more on guard with how it is that you guard your energy. Stop allowing people to make false promises, right? Five of Swords, to just make false promises, right? Of giving you love and attention and respect. And the Queen of Swords, the only thing that they ultimately give you is just headaches. In essence, the Queen of Swords, you have to be very careful. And the whole reason why it is that I'm saying that, in the first place is for you Taurus to understand that what you've got going on, right, is you're in a space right now where you're not necessarily with anybody. I'm seeing that a lot of you are single, but a lot of you are becoming more discerning, right, about how and when you interact with people. And you're starting to see how people try to, people are not really serious. They don't really have a direction of where they want to go in a relationship. They kind of just want, everything is momentary. And you're right, because this is why it is that a lot of modern day relationships are really up in the air, and a lot of them are stupid because there is no purpose to it. You just, you know what I'm saying? Like, people will be in a fractured relationship 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and they're like, oh, what are we doing? What are we really doing here? What is the purpose of this? And both people won't even have that conversation of, what are we? What are we doing? Are we dating? What's going on? You know what I mean? Like, how can we push this forward? People would just be having fun, if you catch my drift, and just being on some leisure stuff, which is number 9. But the other 8 prior, right? The other 8 prior to this isn't even fixed. Their spiritual value isn't there, because a person who has a healthy spiritual basis is not going to, that's the other catch of it too. A person who has a healthy spiritual basis, they're not going to want their relationships to be unsure. You notice how it is I'm smirking? Because, I'm dropping these gems. That's the other catch to it. This is why I keep talking about character. Everybody want to act like character is not important. Everybody wants to act like, not everybody, but you know what I mean. People want to act like character is not important. People want to act like this. People want to act like that. People want to act like the other. Listen to me. If you ain't talking about character, you're not talking about anything. Why? Because the Two of Wands in the Chariot. The Two of Wands in the Chariot is these people that come into your life. It seems like they almost want to be an overseer, a person that just tells you what to do and gets everything that benefits only them, but never anything that benefits you in the long or short term, for that matter, right? And the Chariot, these people are even kind of low-key hostile with how it is about how they're going about getting theirs, meaning that they will try to humiliate you. They will try to use humiliation. They will try to alienate you in the sense of now they not talking to you for days. This is the type of goofy stuff that I'm talking about, the games that people will play. But what you Taurus got to do is, you Taurus got to get to a point where you don't care about any of that. Like, for me, if a person alienates me, I'm just gonna go ghost them and talk to somebody else. I don't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I may have to make a video talking about that, why that is for me, because I realize that the whole society is set up to try to put me in a box, try to put me in checkmate. And what people don't seem to understand is I'm a whole person in this mug that done been through many experiences, and nobody is gonna tell me what I can and can't do. That like if you running games to try to put me in a box, if you try to tell me, like, you gotta understand that not even my own mom tells me what to do. You see what I'm saying? Like, my mom makes suggestions because my mom understands that she raised a son that can make decisions for themselves and doesn't that can't be controlled. And in that situation, that's exactly how I am. I'm a person that will make my own decision because I'm a stand-up person. Like, I don't need somebody else to tell me what to do in order for me to be an upstanding person, a stand-up person. Like, I could do that for myself. So when I see all these people who are policing and, you know what I mean, and everybody have an opinion on what's the type of person I can get and when a person is too cute for me to date and where I can go and where I can't go, like, that's delusional. Like, I'm gonna do what I want. And the more people try to tell me what I can't do, is the more I'm not listening to it. I don't care. And that's the same type of mentality that a lot of you Taurus should have. This is what I'm trying to get all the zodiac signs to understand, that all of the people who are playing games, they goofy. And what you need to do is only focus on relationships that it requires a give and a take, the healthy relationships. The unhealthy relationships that you spending time on, you should really be spending time on these people to know what not to do and to look out for what people will look like when they're trying to come at you that way. Other than that, pay attention to real sound relationships. Let's clarify the Chariot and get out of here. The Hanged Man, the Queen, the Page of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, and the Emperor, right? So the Hanged Man represents, again, the Hanged Man, the Page of Pentacles. They want what it is that you can offer. They want something from you. They want to be compensated for their time, right? And they're so goofy because your time is their compensation, them spending quality time with you. See, when somebody likes you, they're not necessarily going to spend a whole lot of money on you. A lot of people going to get offended at that, because a lot of people want to be financially compensated for their time. But we know what type of time that is. That's leisure stuff. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That's leisure. So I'm not even going to elaborate on that. The Knight of Wands and the Emperor represents, as a result of this, they want you to do all the compensating. And you Taurus have been kind of being bombarded with some people back to back who have this mentality. And the reason why, my dear Taurus, is because a lot of you Taurus need to be more focused in a healthy way with meeting people who are interested in healthy relationships and willing to put in the work for healthy relationships. A lot of y'all are right now too tolerant of people who are not into you, who are not interested in being in your life long term, and they're not producing anything. But that's a whole nother topic for another day. Trying to make my YouTube channel grow to 10,000 subscribers. As of right now, I got 5,826 subscribers. Oh, we are heading towards 6,000. We're literally so close. I appreciate y'all. Smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, hit the notification bell, and set that notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos. Love y'all.